happened. Boston was the better team. Game 4 of the series, and the series over in 4 games, because you get down 3-0 in the NBA, and the series is over. Kevin Durant, tough series through the first 3 games. Better in the first half in this one. They tried 7 different dudes on him. None of them worked. 20 points in the first half. Monday, he had 16 points total in Game 3. So that's a big finally. Celtics, though, listen, they had the answer all the time, and a lot of it was just sharing the basketball. Jason Tatum showing out this series, big 0. Give him 3 on that one. Celtics pushed their lead out to 36-32. Here it's 55-50, winding down in the first half. Tatum got a bunch of dudes around, and that means Grant Williams is open somewhere. Good look in the corner. Gets that one to splash. 15 of the 20 field goals by the Celtics in the first half, assists. 39 of the 58 first half points assisted on. They were up 8. 9-point game here. Tatum hunting the Nets. Bruce Brown, and he's Bruce Brown, he's not Bruce Bowen, so every once in a while you can lose him. Later in the third, Celtics up 10. Tatum again. Got himself in some foul trouble, but that's a nice move right there. Looked like he was going to hit that turnaround and then goes underneath. So good. Celtics 33-2 this season when leading by double digits heading to the fourth quarter, and they were up 12. Give the Nets this. They weren't going away just yet. We mentioned Tatum in foul trouble. Got 5 on him here on the inbounds. Don't argue, because the ref said that's on you, Tatum, not Goran Dragic, who they got tangled up. I don't know that's on anybody, but number 0, your night and work is over. Disgusted, held it in check, though. Didn't get a T or anything, just got off. He's 29 points total. Durant, Kyrie Irving, deep 3, and the deficit now is 3. One possession game, 109-106. Same score after a couple of empty possessions on both sides. Durant, in emergencies, flotation device. It's a 1-point game. He's on his way to 39 in this one. Less than 30 to go. Durant bringing it up court. Marcus Smart going for the steal. Ball comes loose. Probably not a bad deal. Are you going to let him shoot the 3 and try to tie it? Instead, we'll send him to the line to shoot 2. That's Defensive Player of the Year quality right there. And Durant would go to the line. Made the first one. Here's the second. No. Jaylen Brown's got it. Marcus Smart going in. A lot of people in the news were going, don't, pull it back out. But it's okay. He misses. There's Al Horford. Meaningful bucket for Al. Trailing the play. Got it right there. Puts it back. He's got it. And the Celtics are going to win at 116-112. They have now 8 best-of-7 series sweeps. And Tatum, well, you have time to think about this answer and ending the Nets season with a sweep.
We got to give a lot of props to Boston because they've been maybe the best team since the All-Star break to close out the regular season. But what was it about them that made this series so dominant for them to eliminate Kyrie and KD in just 4 games?
It's plain and simple to me, man. It was defense. Their defensive intensity, their defensive pressure. I mean, they just made it tough for their superstars from start to finish. You can clearly see their game plan regardless was until you guys stop it, Nets, will you be able to find somebody else to score when we make it tough for KD? Because they made it tough for him for, like you said, for three games, and he had a breakout game, but it just did not have enough. And on the defensive side of the ball, Brooklyn could not stop Boston from doing what they wanted to do. There's a guy on their team, Boston, by the name of Jason Tatum. I don't know if you've seen him play yet. He was fantastic, and he's letting everyone know I'm up next.
You know, Vince, you know as well as anyone that through the years, through the history of the NBA, typically if you have the best player on the floor in your team, you have a pretty good chance of winning the series. And when you have the 2 best players on your team, you're almost guaranteed to do that. On name alone and accolades, you would say that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were the 2 best players on the court throughout this series. So with those 2 dudes out there, why couldn't the Nets get it done regardless of how good that defense was from Boston?
But there's the but. That's right there. But how good has Boston's defense been since January? Outstanding, the best in the league. And they look like a championship team coming out of the All-Star break. And they've been playing some phenomenal basketball. And they have great stars. They have an upcoming star in Jason Tatum. And they have another great star in Jaylen Brown. And they have a great supporting cast. So they have everything you need to win. You defend. You're great in transition. You share the ball. And when you need buckets, you have a superstar in Tatum. And you have another great star in Jaylen Brown who can get you a bucket when needed.
Yeah, so the sum of Boston parts greater than the sum of Brooklyn parts. So let's go ahead to next season. You think about how this season started for Brooklyn. They were the favorites to win the NBA title when the season started. James Harden ends up getting traded to Philly. You bring in Ben Simmons. He doesn't play one single second for your squad. Now you get swept in the first round. As a franchise, what do the Nets do here?
As a franchise, if I'm sitting down with them, I'm saying we need to make sure we secure and we get our superstars, our big three, first and foremost on the same page. Make sure we take care of Ben Simmons and see whatever his ailments, problems, mentally, physically are, we handle that. Then we worry about Kyrie, making sure we're getting him on the same page, ready to go. He seems motivated for the summer now. He has something that's burning in his heart that he needs for motivation. Now he has for motivation. KD is same thing. Now, once you get those three secured, it's now handling your deficiencies, and that we already talked about it defensively, and finding just some more offense for them. I think they had only, limited amount of guys they played through. I thought they should have played Blake Griffin a little more because he was a guy that was kind of giving us some energy and is a big guy. So they have a lot of things that they can fix in the summer. It starts with the big three.
Yeah, and the question for Ben Simmons as well, physically and mentally, how will he prepare over the summer to get ready to hopefully play for the Nets an entire season? Vince Carter, as always, man, we appreciate the time.
He was an excellent dunker. We have more from the NBA.
One thing that did stand out to me, Perk, was that when he was asked whether or not he would be coming back to play with KD, he talked about being committed to the franchise, building the franchise as if he's in the front office and not playing out there on the court. Just how surprised were you to hear Kyrie Irving talking about his return in that way?
Well, Mina, to be honest, when he started talking, the first minute I muted it. I didn't want to hear no more.
Oh, my goodness.
Because seriously, because, he said a whole lot of nothing at that point.
For real.
And for real, man, he said a whole lot of nothing at that point, talking about the direction that they're going in and things of that nature. No, you and Kevin Durant wanted to come together to the Brooklyn Nets to do one thing and one thing only, and that was to come in and compete for a championship, not get swept, not throw people under the bus, not say we're looking forward to the offseason, making some adjustments, coming back, this striking hunger into us. Kyrie, you're not young, brother. You done been there before. If you're not hungry, just playing alongside Kevin Durant and y'all showing the world what y'all got to do. And the thing that bothers me the most, this is when I stop listening, is that he always want to come and attack and say, oh, the media is saying this and the media is saying that. Well, Kyrie, you're giving us a reason to say something about you. Like, you getting swept, that's giving us a reason to actually talk about you and Kevin Durant. Y'all got swept. Like, he said a whole bunch of nothing. I don't know if E-House heard something in there that, he could say, oh, Kyrie was right.
No, I didn't hear. You know what? He talked in so many circles, I started to get dizzy. I'm thinking to myself, man, hold up. He going here, going there, and then now he start trying to downplay stuff, right? So that's what I don't like. Don't try to downplay it. Y'all came here, y'all got whooped. They had a game plan, y'all couldn't figure it out. They smacked y'all. The team smacked y'all. Don't try to start, oh, the team ain't been together. Well, who fault was that? Mm-hmm. You a part of that. You the reason. And I'm not here to judge no man and what decisions he want to make for his life, but at the same time, you affected your team not being together. Then you told the heavy lifting. What heavy lifting you did? You played 29 games, brother.
There you go.
Come on, who created all that extra heavy lifting? You, Kyrie Irving. So at the end of the day, don't get on here and start trying to talk with the slouched and get to talking sad and, oh, we got to get this. And then talking about upper management and having fuel for. I understand you got fuel and fire to try to come back next, you got swept, and everybody should feel that. Every competitor should feel that. But don't talk about, with upper management and all this and that, because whatever y'all doing, y'all need to stop and let the people upstairs handling the business upstairs, and y'all need to handle the business on the court, because y'all just got mollywopped.
Mollywopped. Eddie House and the Sue just out here preaching, because literally Kyrie Irving was talking in circles in that presser right there. All right, let's hear from Marcus Smart, who's at the podium right now.